The Aleson passenger fleet is grounded as the probe into its sunken vessel begins. The pre-trial hearing of former President Rodrigo Duterte at the ICC is set for February 23 after he is declared fit for trial. Nearly 9 out of 10 students entering grade 7 struggle to read at that level. Senators condemn the remarks of the Chinese embassy against Philippine officials. And Alex Eala is the first Filipino to advance at the Philippine Women's Open after a decisive sweep against her Russian opponent. The entire passenger fleet of Zamboanga City-based Aleson shipping lines has been grounded. This as investigators probe the sinking of one of its vessels, the MV Trisha Kirsten III, off Baluk-Baluk Island, Basilan a day earlier. The move follows Acting Transportation Secretary Giovanni Lopez's discovery that Aleson had been involved in 32 maritime incidents over the past 7 years.
So I'm asking Marina, what did we do for the last how many years? Nasaan ang mga report? Ano ba yung pagkukulang natin?
He also directs the Maritime Industry Authority and the PCG to conduct a maritime safety audit of Aleson and its crew within 10 days. Lopez adds, the DOTr will hold those responsible to account, including government officials and the ship owner, if the probe finds them at fault.
Pagdating po sa maritime safety, that is not negotiable. That is not optional. And yung sinasabi nating business considerations, that is only secondary.
The pre-trial hearing of former President Rodrigo Duterte at the International Criminal Court will finally push through on February 23. This after the 3 judges found that Duterte was fit to undergo the proceedings following the medical assessment of independent experts. This is the former president's 3rd major loss at the ICC. Earlier, Duterte lost in his requests for interim release and in his bid to jump the entire case based on jurisdiction. To be declared unfit for trial was his last resort. Duterte's lawyer had claimed the 80-year-old former president is cognitively impaired. In the upcoming pre-trial hearing, Duterte will be officially informed of the specific evidence against him. This can last 1 to 2 weeks depending on the pace of the proceedings. After the hearings, the judges will confirm some, all, or none of the charges. Finally, the confirmed charges will then go to trial. Nearly 9 out of 10 Filipino students entering grade 7 are not grade level ready when it comes to reading. This according to a report of the 2nd Congressional Commission on Education released Monday, January 26. EDCOM2 also notes that 40 to 52% of all junior high school students are, quote, at least 2 grade levels down in reading. The national goal is for children to be literate by the end of grade 3 to ensure they do not fall behind in later stages of schooling. But according to DepEd's assessment, nearly half of students from grades 1 to 3 are not reading at their respective levels. The report also includes a 10-year national education plan that seeks to address the problems with literacy. Under this plan, EDCOM2 hopes to increase literacy rates from kindergarten to grade 3 from less than 50% to as much as 95% by 2035. Senators Risa Ontiveros and Erwin Tulfo condemned the remarks of Chinese officials against them and other Philippine officials. In a privileged speech, Ontiveros says Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson Guo Jiakun warns Philippine officials they would pay a price for what Beijing called provocations. She also slams the embassy's remarks against Philippine Coast Guard spokesperson for the West Philippine Sea, Commodore Eala, comparing them to troll farm tactics.
Hangad nilang hatiin tayong mga Pilipino at ang hahanay ng militar. Guluhin ang isip ng taong bayan at pahinain ang loob natin sa West Philippine Sea.
Tulfo also criticizes the Chinese embassy for lecturing Philippine officials on the limits of free speech.
Mr. President, our government officials spoke only the truth. They defended our sovereignty. They spoke as public servants of a democratic republic.
Ontiveros earlier wrote to Foreign Secretary Tess Lazaro seeking decisive action on the issue. The DFA says it had made firm representations to China's envoy in Manila. Senator Kiko Pangilinan, who was also involved in a heated exchange with the Chinese embassy, filed a Senate resolution condemning the embassy's actions. Filipina tennis star Alex Eala advances to the round of 16 of the inaugural Philippine Women's Open after beating Alina Sharayeva 6-1, 6-2. Eala cruised through the first set before steadying herself in a tense second where she took a medical timeout to regain control. Energized by the support of Filipinos, Eala recovered from a 0-2 deficit to win 6 straight games and eliminate Sarajevo. The win gave Eala a measure of redemption for fellow Filipinas Elizabeth Abarquez and Teniel Madis, who lost their first round matches. After her breakthrough main draw appearance in the Australian Open, Eala is back home with hopes of ruling the Philippines' first ever hosting of a WTA 125 event. And that's today's wrap. I'm JC Gotinga. Thank you for watching. Click the link below for the full story. For more updates, download the wRap.